So show us about this lens thickness chart.
So on this chart here, if you look at it, for the top, like I said, it would be for the people who are nearsighted, and it would show you for a certain prescription going across to the right, from the left to the right hand side. The left is when you go with the standard lenses, and you can see it in a -10 person, a person who's 10 for nearsighted. It's very thick if you were to choose the standard lenses, but it gets really thin and really nice for anybody who is picking the 1.74.
I see. Oh,
and the same thing for the far-sighted people, which would be the lenses that are thick in the center here.
Yeah.
If you go for a 6, which is at the bottom here, it's really thick in the center there. And if you go for anything higher than that, you get thinner lenses. Although the difference for the far-sighted people would be not as significant as the difference for the nearsighted people, though. The thickness and the weight may be something that you will not be able to notice so well in a lens for far-sighted people. It can be measured, but it won't be as easily noticed.
I mean, what's the big, is there a huge price difference between these types of lens thickness? Or you say, like, for most people, this is good enough, for example? You know, I mean, I get, like, the plastic version sounds like it's really thick and it's not really pretty, but, like, between polycarbonate versus the 1.67 high index, does the price justify the thickness of the lens?
It really depends on your prescription. If your prescription is high, yes, it will make a significant difference for you.
Got it.
If your prescription is low, though, if you were to upgrade your lens material, it may not be
a big difference.
A big difference.
Exactly.
So I would try to tell my patient which one is the best for them, and whether it's good to upgrade or not. If it's not, I will tell them.
Right. Not all optometry or not all optical places will tell you the truth, right? They would probably try to upsell you to, like, the thinnest and the most expensive.
Yeah, so
version.
That's why it depends on where you go. If you go to a place where you can trust, you get good reviews, then you would know that they recommend based on what's best for you and what's the best option they can sell you.
Exactly, and because I think that's very important that we want to let the viewer know, you know. So for those that have lower prescription, then you can actually it's better for your budget to choose the, you know, the regular or the polycarbonate or the plastic one, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so tell me about this glasses for presbyopia. Do I say it right? Presbyopia?
Presbyopia.
Presbyopia, yes.
So when people get to that age 40 and above, the magic 40, you do need to get bifocal glasses. So it means that you cannot just wear one pair of glasses and can see far away and up close at the same time. You do need 2 separate prescriptions. So one option is to get 2 pairs. And the other option is to get the 2 prescription combined into 1 pair.
Oh, no wonder. I see, like, some people, they have one glasses on top and then one and then they switch off and then they put the other one
on. For convenience, it's not going to be very convenient when you have to carry 2 pairs of glasses. You may lose them, and if you don't happen to forget one at home, you cannot read, you cannot do your work, so it's very inconvenient if you have to get 2. So bifocals help people to see in just 1 pair of glasses. Although it is limited to straight ahead in that pair of glasses will be for you to see far away. And if you drop your eyes down below, then you'll be able to read. So it's not going to be in the same spot on the glasses for you to read or to see far away. And they do come in 2 major types. One is called the lined bifocal. So that's the one that you may see people wear with the line running across their glasses. And then the second one is called progressives, which basically is just no line bifocals. Now, for the light bifocals, they are cheaper because cosmetically they don't look as nice, so they are cheaper. This option here would give people clear vision if they look straight ahead, and would give them very clear vision when they read and drop their eyes down below here. If they look right at the light, though, they see distortion. So this is usually an option that we recommend to people who are elderly, this is their first time wearing bifocals, and they'll have a very difficult time learning how to use. So with the light, it's a clear indicator where to look. So it's a lot easier for them. So it's mainly for people who are more budget conscious, so they want something that's fitting their pocket more, so you go for the light bifocals.
Okay.
Usually females would say no to this option here because
we like to look nice, right?
Yes, we don't want to wear anything that would indicate your age. So we stay away from light bifocals. We go into progressives more. Now progressive here would look just like any normal pair of glasses. You don't see the distinct junction between the two prescriptions in there. If you look still straight ahead, you will see for far away. If you drop your eyes down for reading, you will still see that. There is no junction in the middle, so you actually have a prescription for computer viewing in there as well. So it helps people to see all distances in one pair. The drawback, though, is that it would be more expensive. And if you are not aiming straight ahead, you're going to get distortion of your vision off to the two sides here. So people, imagine if you're driving and you're checking on your blind spot, you can glance over. If normally you can glance over, when you wear progressive, we highly recommend that you to actually turn your head to check your blind spot.
Oh, that's good to know. So I didn't know that. Well, I'm getting up there, but I won't be using that for a little bit. So then, what about people that wear contacts? I know that we'll discuss contacts later, but just wondering, like people that need two types of prescription like that, can they wear contacts? Because wouldn't that be affecting them then?
There are bifocal contact lenses as well.
Oh,
yes. So when you get to that age there are different ways to manage that condition, but it really depends on their lifestyle and it depends on their job. That determines which type of contact lenses or which type of modality they can go into. So it gets very complicated once you get to that age there, but there are ways to try to overcome that for people.
So there are contact lenses that they can use. That's very cool. I didn't know that. Okay, so how about another type of, I think there are other types of glasses that you want to talk about?
Well, some people may skip the doctor altogether and head straight to the drugstore and buy over-the-counter eyeglasses.
So yes, we always see it in like supermarkets.
Yes, anywhere, Dollar Tree,
Dollar Tree.
Yes.
They have those over-the-counter reading glasses. Yeah, what are your thoughts on those?
So these over-the-counter reading glasses are really just based on the theory that one size fits all. So pretty much like buying clothes. So if you happen to be lucky and you fit that shirt, then great. But if you don't fit that shirt, it may be too loose or too tight on you. For eyeglasses, though, when it doesn't fit you, it doesn't have your right prescription, it can give you eye pain, headaches, and fatigue. So if you're wearing them to read something very quickly, say somebody texting you on your phone, you just need to quickly read that text, then yes, it may work in that sense. But if you were to sit down and work on a whole report for something, then no, I would not recommend those at all. Majority of the time, the way that they make it is two eyes they would make it the same prescription.
That's right.
But we don't really have uniform prescription in both eyes. It's very rare that you have two eyes having identical prescription. Much like your feet, when you go buy shoes, maybe one foot would fit the shoe better than the other foot. So eyeglasses, just like that, the two eyes may not have the same prescription. If you buy the one from over-the-counter, you may not get something that fits you well in terms of prescription here. They don't come in astigmatism correction as well, so if you do have astigmatism, you will not get very good vision in those glasses there. So, so these here would be a spare pair if anybody needs to.
Yeah, like if they lost their glasses or they forgot and then they really need to read or something.
Or they need to leave one here, one there, and one pair of glasses that is a prescription can be very expensive. If you have really simple prescription, this is an option that will work for you. If you have very high prescription, very high astigmatism, do not go for this.
That makes sense.
If you have facial features that may require special fitting, do not go for the ones from over the counter here.
Okay. Now, Now, what about, thank you for telling us about the over-the-counter. What about doctors? Even, you know, I see there are many like places that offer now eye exam, right? Like you go into Walgreens, they have it, or Walmart have it, and then you actually have, you know, optical places that, of course, have doctors in there. So are there difference in service or in the way that they exam you, or it's all the same?
Well, there are differences as well. So it depends on where it is and who's seeing you.
What's the standard of care that anyone that's watching right now should be looking for when they go get an eye exam?
Well, my standard of care is that you would get your eye prescription determined at the visit, and then you would get an eye health check, and that includes a dilation. That is.
You always have to have a dilation?
Preferably. We prefer to dilate your eyes because there are conditions that we cannot detect unless we dilate your eyes. And it helps us to look into the back of your eyes here. And normally the pupil is very small. So through that small window, we can see very limited view in the back. Once we dilate the eyes, it will open up the eye so that we can see in the back. So if you go to a place like Costco or Walmart, they may not have enough time for you because there's a lot of walk-in. People keep coming in for eye exam, so the doctor cannot spend a lot of time with you when they have a long line of people waiting to be seen.
I see.
So the amount of time spent is what determines whether you get a full eye exam or
a quality eye exam.
Yes.
Quality of care. I think, you know, that's very important. So, okay, so they have to make sure that they get their eye health check and as well as a prescription and get their eyes dilated. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay, anything else that they should be looking for when they go see an eye doctor, an optometrist?
Well, at this point here, actually the places online that would offer eye exam as well, and that is a no-no.
Oh my gosh.
That is something that you do not want to go for.
How can they examine your eye online? I mean,
they would write a program where you would look at certain letters sitting at a certain distance and say, can you see this? Can you not see this?
Wow, I did not know that.
But the eye prescription here, it is not. Imagine like your height. If you go to a doctor and measure your height, it's the same. Doesn't matter which doctor you go to, it is the same. But eye prescription is more like your weight. So it can fluctuate in the same day. It can fluctuate from one doctor to another. And it takes an experienced doctor to know what prescription is the best for you. So if you go through a very quick eye exam, the doctor may not take enough time to determine what is your best prescription here.
I mean, yes, personally, I feel like you should go to a same pharmacy or the same optometrist or the same physician. I mean, because they have your history, right?
Yes.
They can take good care of you. You shouldn't be like shopping around and going to different optometrists or different doctors or different pharmacies. I mean, this is your health we're talking about. You're not just like shopping for food like an apple. You know, an apple here is the same as an apple over there. It's definitely not the same. So, and people sometimes they value, you know, like maybe they save a couple bucks more when they go to a cheaper place, but then I think the quality of care is what's really important.
Yes.
Yeah, and necessarily because if you have insurance, all the places are the same cost, right? I mean,
same copay wherever you go.
Exactly, same copay whether you go to Costco or an independent place or anything like that. It's still same copay. Is that correct?
There's places that may take your insurance, places that may not take your insurance, so you may not be able to even use your insurance at certain places as well.
Right.
But places that you go to, if the price for your product that you purchase is cheaper, then of course the quality of that product is not going to be up to what you think it should be. Places like Walmart or Costco, they have to keep their prices low, and the quality of the lenses that they use for you may not be as good. Now, for a lot of people, they think lenses are lenses. I have this prescription, I go to Dr. A, B, C, D, it doesn't matter, the lenses should come out to be exactly the same. No, lenses are manufactured at different places. So there are high-end lenses being made by really well-known lens manufacturer, and there are lower-end lenses being made as well. Same prescription, but lower end. So when you go to an optometrist where you can trust, you would be able to know, they can tell you the brand name of the lenses they use even for you.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good. So stay tuned, guys, because our next show we're going to talk all about brand name glasses, what type of glasses look good on your face, and even contact lens. So we will see you in the second show. And thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. My son, at 3-month-old, he had really bad eczema. It was all over his face, his body. Sometimes at night he would wake up and cry, and we would find him covered in blood from scratching himself. I took him to his primary care physician, an allergist, even a dermatologist, even trying naturopathic doctor. And through all those, most of the Western doctors, they prescribed to him steroid cream. And being a pharmacist, I know that steroid cream long term is not good for my son, so I don't want that to be his treatment forever. I tried really hard finding a solution for my son, and I couldn't find anything that really helps him and maintain his eczema. So when I was able to open up my own compounding pharmacy where I can create creams and come up with formulas myself, then I said, well, that's the first thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to find an alternative cream that doesn't have long-term side effect that my son can use for a long time every day. So my cream, after I use it on him, he has now improved up to 90–95%. With that in mind, I wanted to help other people that have skin disease and skin problems that just couldn't find that solution.
My acne was very, very bad. It appeared all over my face, my cheek area, my neck, all the way to my back and my shoulders.
Every person, their skin needs are going to be different. So that's why I want to sit down with the patient and find out their problems or what they're looking for and come up with a formula that are specific for their skincare needs.
Chau gives you that special care where she'll sit down and spend the time to discover what your needs are and what you want to look like and give you the product that's appropriate for your skincare.
I believe that one size does not fit all, and it shouldn't fit all. There are a lot of brands and there are a lot of products out there. So for me, I believe in simplicity and cost effectiveness.
I have to use at least 5 products per night for my regimen. This is what I got from Pleasant Skincare. There's only one product that I have used to achieve the result I wanted.
I can customize whatever you need into one bottle, and it not only decrease on the amount of products you have to buy, but it also decrease on the amount of money that you have to spend. And it will decrease on the amount of time that you have to spend on your face and your skincare regimen.
I've been using Pleasant Care pharmacy products for about a year and definitely seen the difference.
I like Mommy's cream so much.